Welcome to Skills Lab with Hampton Roads Home Care. This training covers 3 critical responsibilities every caregiver has: documentation, reporting, and clocking in and out correctly. This video is designed to clearly explain why these responsibilities matter and to outline Hampton Roads Home Care's expectation for every employee. These responsibilities are not just paperwork or procedures. When done correctly, they protect you, they protect the client, and they protect Hampton Roads Home Care. One of the most important things to remember is this: if it's not documented, reported, or recorded correctly, it's treated as if it never happened. We'll break each of these down into what they are, why they matter, and how to do them correctly each shift. Let's start with documentation and why it matters. Documentation, reporting, and timekeeping create the official record of care. They allow nurses, supervisors, and the agency to understand what happened during a shift and respond appropriately. Your documentation may be reviewed by nurses, supervisors, insurance companies, Medicaid, or even the state. These reviewers were not in the home, and they rely entirely on what is documented. At Hampton Roads Home Care, documentation is required for every shift, regardless of how short or routine the visit may seem. Accurate documentation protects everyone involved. It protects the client by ensuring continuity of care. It protects you by showing the care that you provided and the concerns that you reported. And it protects the agency by meeting compliance and billing requirements. Documentation is not about catching mistakes. It's about accountability and transparency, making sure everyone has a clear and honest picture of what happened during that visit. Now that you understand why documentation matters, let's talk about how to document correctly. Documentation is required for every shift, even if it feels routine or if nothing unusual occurred. Each note should clearly state what services were provided, how the client was doing, and whether there were any changes, concerns, or refusals of care. Documentation should be clear and specific. Avoid vague statements that don't explain what actually happened. For example, writing "client was fine" does not provide enough information. A better note explains what you observed and what was provided. For example, client was alert and oriented, received assistance in bathing and dressing, ate lunch, no complaints voiced. If a client refuses care, this must be documented. Refusals are not wrongdoing, but they must be clearly noted. Always document objectively. Write what you see and hear, not personal opinions or assumptions or a diagnosis. Common mistakes include copy-pasting notes, using the same note every shift, or waiting too long to complete documentation. Now, let's talk about reporting and why it's just as important as documentation. As a caregiver, you are the eyes and ears in the home. Nurses and office staff are not there during the visit, so they rely on you to report what you observe. Reporting allows the care team to respond quickly, make adjustments to the care plans, and address any issues before they become too serious. Something that may seem small during one visit can become a serious issue if it's not reported and followed up on. Timely reporting helps prevent injuries, medical emergencies, and unsafe situations for clients. Reporting also protects you. When concerns are reported and documented, it shows that you followed proper procedures and communicated appropriately. Hampton Roads Home Care expects caregivers to report concerns promptly so they can be addressed appropriately. Now, let's cover how to report concerns and what needs to be reported. Caregivers must report any falls or near falls, injuries, even small ones, changes in behavior or condition, missed or refused medications, refusals of care, and any safety concerns. If there's an injury, sudden change in condition, or an unsafe situation, the office must be notified immediately. Concerns should be reported by calling the office, following the instructions you're given, and documenting the issues in your notes. Remember, caregivers are not expected to diagnose medical conditions. Your role is to report what you observe. When reporting, use objective language. State what you saw or heard without personal opinions or assumptions. For example, instead of guessing the cause, report what you observed and that the office was notified. Do not wait to report concerns or assume someone else will handle it. If you observe it, you are responsible for reporting it. Next, let's talk about clocking in and out and why accurate timekeeping matters. Next, let's talk about clocking in and out correctly ensures that you are paid accurately for the time that you work. Clocking in and out. Accurate timekeeping is also required for visit verification, insurance billing, and Medicaid compliance. Proper timekeeping protects everyone involved by creating a clear and accurate record of when care was provided. Inaccurate timekeeping can lead to pay issues, billing problems, and compliance concerns. At Hampton Roads Home Care, we require honest and accurate timekeeping for every shift. At Hampton Roads Home Care, clocking in and out correctly is not optional, and it is a required part of every visit. Clocking in and Next, we'll cover how to clock in and out correctly. Caregivers must clock in when care begins, and they are physically at the client's location. Caregivers must clock in. Caregivers must clock out when the care ends and before leaving the client's home. Remember, clocking in and out must be done at the client's location. Clocking in from a car or from home or from another location is not allowed. Caregivers must not provide care while off the clock. All care provided must match the time that is recorded. Do not clock in early or clock out late unless you have been approved to do so. Do not clock in early. If there is a problem with clocking in or out, notify the office immediately. Do not guess and do not adjust time without approval. Accurate timekeeping is an expectation for every caregiver and every visit. Let's go ahead and wrap up today's Skills Lab training and just summarize it. Every shift at Hampton Roads Home Care requires 3 things: proper documentation, timely reporting, and accurate timekeeping. These responsibilities protect you as the caregiver, protect the client, and protect Hampton Roads Home Care. At Hampton Roads Home Care, we expect consistency, honesty, and professionalism from every caregiver. If you are ever unsure about documentation, reporting, or timekeeping, ask before guessing. The office is here to support you. Providing quality care includes clear communication and accountability, not just hands-on care. I want to thank you for completing the Skills Lab training. Your role matters, and your professionalism makes a difference every day.